Hello and welcome to ERB's On the Virtual Road webinar series. We are so grateful to have you join us and discuss material that may be new to you or simply a refresher. But we want to remind you that we are here to support you as you move through your journey. So let's jump on in. Today I'm going to share some important information with you that directly impacts your future. Our mission at ERB is to ensure that your years of hard work and dedication are rewarded with a secure retirement. As an employee of New Mexico Public Schools, charter schools, institutions of higher learning, and select state agencies involved in the educational programs, membership with ERB is not only a condition of your employment, but also a gateway to financial security in your golden years. ERB is more than just a subsidiary of the state of New Mexico. We are a public pension fund provider serving close to 200,000 active, inactive, and retired members. Our primary responsibility is to administer and oversee any changes made to the Educational Retirement Act, as well as the rules passed by New Mexico State Legislature and signed by the governor. This ensures that your retirement benefits are protected and aligned with the laws and regulations in place. When it comes to retirement planning, ERB has your back throughout your entire journey. Even in your mid-career, our comprehensive support is designed to meet your evolving needs. If you're not already familiar, we offer the Defined Benefit Plan, which provides you with a lifetime benefit with the choice of designating a beneficiary based on your preferred benefit option. The great thing about this plan is the longer you work, the higher your benefit payment will be without any maximum cap. Remember, ERB membership is mandatory for eligible employees working more than 0.25 of the full-time equivalent. This means that by being a part of ERB, you're taking a crucial step towards securing your financial future. So whether you're an enthusiastic newcomer, an experienced professional, or somewhere in between as you are, ERB is committed to serving you and providing the peace of mind you deserve. Let us support you as you navigate the various stages of your career, make retirement preparations, and embrace those fulfilling years that lie ahead. Today, we will cover more on the Defined Benefit Plan, legislation, investments, contributions, life-changing events, the tiers, the annual benefit calculation and retirement options, website and accessing the member self-service portal, service credit, considerations, forms, and the application process. A pension, also known as a defined benefit plan, is a retirement plan that provides a stable monthly payment to retirees throughout their lives. It offers a reliable source of income after you stop working. Additionally, a defined benefit plan provides members with options to ensure that their beneficiary continues to receive lifetime benefits even after the retiree passes away. In a defined benefit plan, both you and your employer contribute a certain percentage of your income towards retirement savings. This plan ensures that your retirement income is secure and predictable, giving you peace of mind about your financial future, ensuring a stable and predictable income for your golden years. As mentioned earlier, our primary responsibility at ERB is to administer and oversee any changes made to the Educational Retirement Act, as well as the rules passed by the New Mexico State Legislature and signed by the governor. Legislation passed by the legislature can have various effects on members. They can even modify the retirement benefits offered to members. This could involve adjustments to the calculation of benefits, changes in the retirement age, cost of living adjustments, or modifications to the contribution rates. The specific impact will depend on the nature of the legislation and its provisions. Let's talk investments. At ERB, we have a fiduciary duty to balance the risk and return potential in our portfolio in support of funding benefits for our members. To fulfill this duty, ERB invests solely in the interest of and for the exclusive purposes of providing benefits to members and their beneficiaries and defraying reasonable expenses of administering the system. The investment team at ERB focuses on achieving superior long-term returns to secure members' retirement futures and deliver benefits to enrich their lives. Information to have throughout your career is going to be that contribution rate for each fiscal year. For example, the employer contribution rate increased from 17.15% in fiscal year 23 to 18.15% in fiscal year 24. For the fiscal year 24, the contributions for the employee will remain the same. That is 7.9% for wages earned under $24,000 annual and 10.7% for wages earned above $24,000 annual. Be sure to check out the contribution rate schedule on our website for updated information based on each fiscal year. So life-changing events. No matter what stage of your career you are in, you want to make sure your information with ERB remains current. Just a few examples of items to keep current include your mailing address, of course keeping an updated mailing address and even phone number on file, not only with ERB but also your employer, is important to maintain that communication from ERB. A name change, whether it's due to marriage, divorce, or any other reason, it's important to keep us informed. The beneficiary designation. It's always best to have an updated, accurate beneficiary designation form on file, even if you intend to have your spouse or domestic partner as your beneficiary. A properly executed form ensures that there are no questions or conflicts as to who may receive a survivor benefit. Illness or injury and even disability. In the unfortunate event that you become or get injured prior to retirement, you may be eligible for disability benefits under ERB's defined benefit plan. You can find more information regarding disability and eligibility on our website and in your member handbook. Death of a member or beneficiary. Of course, it's important to notify ERB in the event of a member or beneficiary's death so that we can properly process the account, including making any payment that may be due to the beneficiaries. Let's jump into the tiers. ERB has 4 tiers. The tier you are in is typically based on when you began employment with an ERB employer. Tier 1 are those hired prior to July 1 of 2010. Tier 2 are those hired July 1, 2010 through June 30th of 2013. Tier 3 are those hired July 1, 2013 through June 30th of 2019. And Tier 4 are those hired on or after July 1 of 2019. When you are vested, meaning you have 5 years of qualified service credit, you are eligible for retirement on the earliest date you meet one of the following criteria. For Tier 1, there are 3 ways to qualify. The first is the rule of 25 and out. That means earned service credit plus allowed service credit equals 25 or more years. There is no age minimum requirement associated with this rule. We have the rule of 75. That's going to be your age plus earned service credit equals 75 or more. And finally, the rule of 65 and 5. If you're at least 65 and have 5 or more years of service credit, you may be eligible. For tiers 2, 3, and 4, there are 3 ways to qualify as well. The first is going to be the 30 and out, meaning earned service credit equals 30 or more years. The rule of 80, meaning your age plus earned service credit equals 80 or more. And finally, 67 and 5. If you're at least 67 and have 5 or more years of service credit, you are eligible. A tiered multiplier does apply to all of our Tier 4 members. When you are eligible to retire, you receive a gross monthly lifetime benefit that is currently based on one of the following formulas. For tiers 1 through 3, it's going to be your final average salary times your years of service times a 2.35% pension factor equals your gross annual benefit. For Tier 4, if you are under Tier 4, the defined benefit plan will use a tiered multiplier. That is your final average salary times a graduated multiplier equals your gross annual benefit. The pension factor changes every 10 years up to year 30 and then remains 2.4% thereafter. For tiered multipliers, calculation is just dependent on years of service. If you want more information on the tiered multiplier, please reach out to us. Let's discuss the importance of the retirement options. As you begin to approach that retirement stage, you'll want to have in mind the beneficiary information. The following options are available for all 4 tiers. The first is going to be your option A. This is going to be your highest monthly benefit amount. However, there is no lifetime benefit for a beneficiary, but any unused contributions will be refunded to the designated beneficiary. This is the only option that you can have more than one beneficiary. It's also the only option that the beneficiary can be an estate, a charity, or an organization. We have option B. This is the least monthly benefit amount option. This option provides 100% survivor's benefit for the remainder of their life. There is a 10-year age provision, however, for a non-spouse option, meaning that the beneficiary cannot be more than 10 years younger than the member to receive this benefit. And finally, we have option C. In this option, your monthly benefit is reduced to provide a designated beneficiary with a 50% survivor's benefit for their lifetime. Under both options B and C, you may only name one beneficiary. The next part's important to keep in mind. When you are choosing your beneficiary option, once you have selected your beneficiary and retired, you are not able to change that selection, so choose wisely. Let's discuss service credit. So this chart is a breakdown of what earned service credit looks like. Earned service credit is credit earned while working more than 0.25 of the full-time equivalent for an ERB-covered employer. Members of ERB's defined benefit plan receive service credit for each calendar quarter in which they are employed by an ERB employer and making contributions to that plan. ERB does offer options to purchase additional service credit, but this must be done before retirement. So now would be a good time to look into purchasing if you're considering it. Additional options available for purchasing service credit include buying back withdrawn service credit. So if you have withdrawn your contributions from ERB's defined benefit plan, you have the right to buy back your service credit up to the amount withdrawn plus interest at the current rate set by ERB. This does apply to both active and inactive members. We have an allowed service credit option. The Educational Retirement Act allows certain types of service credit to be purchased and credited to a member's account. This allowed service credit is limited to a total of 5 years, and it will be included in the computation of the retirement benefits. Allowed service credit is not counted toward retirement eligibility, except in the Tier 1 rule of 25 out and only. Allowed service credit does not count towards becoming vested in the ERB plan. Again, to become vested, a member must have completed 5 years of earned service credit. We have military service. For members who have previously served in the military or the Commissioned Corps of the Public Health Service, you may purchase up to 5 years of allowed service credit in the defined benefit plan. Service credit for active duty may be purchased after 5 years of employment by an NMERB entity. And finally, we have the purchase of service credit based on accumulated sick leave. A member who has acquired 5 years of earned service credit may purchase additional service credit up to 1 year based on the amount of unused sick leave they have accumulated. It is important to understand that sick leave is used to qualify you to be able to purchase service credit. It is not a conversion. To purchase service credit based on sick leave, a member shall have completed 5 or more years of employment with an ERB employer making contributions. They must be currently employed by an ERB employer as an active regular employee, and they must make a full payment to ERB in a single lump sum. Actual costs will be based on current actuarial assumptions and will be different for each member based on their individual circumstances. If you'd like more information on service credit, you can visit our website, you can review the member handbook, you can reach out to our member services team, or jumping ahead a little, you can actually check it out in your member self-service portal. So since I brought it up, let's take a brief tour. On the homepage of our website, you will find the My NMERB account option in the upper right corner. This is where you will access your member self-service portal. In the portal, you can view your profile, address listed, work history, benefit estimator, service credit purchase estimator, the retirement and refund application, and the statement of account. Something to familiarize yourself with in your member service portal is the benefit estimator. This is the tool you can use to determine when you might be approaching retirement eligibility. On this tool, you can select the different beneficiary options so that you have a sense of what your monthly benefit could be. The next stop in the portal is the service credit purchase estimator. Use this tool in your planning if you are interested in the service credit purchase. And throughout your journey with ERB, we just encourage you to sign in and regularly check your account information using the member self-service portal. Make sure everything's up to date, make sure your address listed correctly, make sure you have a beneficiary designation form on file. As mentioned with those life-changing events, just make sure this information stays current with us. So things to consider when you start approaching that retirement stage. The first is going to be age reductions. For the rule of 75 in Tier 1, there is a permanent reduction in benefits if you are under the age of 60. And for the rule of 80 for Tiers 2, 3, and 4, there's a permanent reduction in benefits if you're under the age of 65. Working longer will, of course, minimize or just get rid of the age reductions altogether. Consider your personal finances, such as your savings, your debts, or any other income sources you may have. Consider Social Security if you're eligible. Also, healthcare. These are not included in your estimate of benefits, and they're your responsibility to research, select, and set up with a third party. Of course, all of our forms can be found on our website under the Forms tab, including the Request for Benefit Estimate form. When you are within a year of retirement, submit a request for an audited benefit estimate to determine what your pre-tax retirement benefits will be. When you've decided it's time to retire, one of the first steps in the process is just to get the retirement application. This can be found on that Forms tab of the website or in your member self-service portal. The application consists of 5 pages. The first page is the member portion to complete. Page 2 is to be completed by your employer. You can check with your HR, payroll department for assistance if you need it. And page 3 of the application discusses the forms of the benefit payment option. That is your options A, B, or C. Pages 4 and 5 of the application just provide the instructions for completing and submitting the application. Of course, please review all your information prior to submitting to ensure a streamlined process. We also ask that you please submit your application about 60 to 90 days before your requested retirement date. For example, and a very popular date is July 1, so if you would like that to be your retirement date, back that out about 60 to 90 days. Make sure you got your application in and that you're moving forward in that to ensure your benefit payment is received on time. Once we have received your application and it has been processed, you'll receive your retirement packet. In your retirement packet, you will have 5 forms. The first is going to be a final selection of benefits form. This form is used to select your pension payment option. As mentioned previously, you are not able to modify this option once it is submitted. You'll have a direct deposit form. You'll have a federal and New Mexico tax deduction form. Please note that NMERB cannot give any tax guidance, nor would you want us to, so please consult with a tax professional. You might also have a permanently reduced rate calculation notice if applicable. This form acknowledges that you understand that based on your age, your retirement benefits will be permanently reduced. And finally, a return to work after retirement notice. Whether you think you'll return to work or not, it's important that you read and sign ERB's return to work notice. Failure to comply can result in suspension of benefits. For ERB news and announcements, of course, we encourage you to sign up for our ERB Connect member newsletter, and above all, register on your NMERB member self-service site to access your account. You have a wealth of helpful tools available at your disposal that can probably assist you in finding answers that you seek. You also have access to our website and the new member handbook that is on the website. For more information, of course, contact us. I've provided our email address, a toll-free number, and our 2 office locations. And thank you. I thank you for attending and thank you for your time, and I hope this information has been helpful to you. Again, if you have any questions, just reach out to us. Have a great day.